There's a difference between people who want to fix a problem and people who want to find a solution. Now, it sounds like just semantics, but it's more than that. It's really your worldview. So let me show you what I mean. Gentlemen, if I may address you in the room. Have any of you men ever been accused of not listening? And more specifically, have you been accused of jumping in and trying to fix something before you even listen to the problem? Gentlemen? Problem fixers! But ladies, we are not innocent. Ladies, listen up. How many of us love to be the one that can save the day? Come on. We love to be the one that can solve the whole thing for everybody, right? So look, we are attached to problems. Guys like to fix, girls like to be the hero. So this is why it's hard for us to just move on with problems. We need to investigate them. So we have to shift ourselves from the fixer to the solution seeker. And that's going to change the questions that we ask, okay? So when we're trying to figure out a problem and we're a fixer, we ask who, what, why, when, and how. It's like getting into the situation room on CNN or with the president. You know, you get in the situation room. I can fix this situation. I've seen this before. Oh, they need me. I'm the one. Oh, yeah. Now, these questions that we normally ask, they're also what I call information questions. Like, they give us information. But is the information useful? Is the information going to lead to a solution? You know, when we have the answers for other people, we think we're brilliant. But it's really more empowering to let other people find their own answers through our questions. You know why? Because when it's their idea, they do it. The questions that bring out great answers, I call wisdom access questions, or WAQs, WACs for short, because they kind of whack you upside the head and cause a great answer to tumble out. Now, interestingly enough, what I found working with clients, the questions that are most impactful to get answers begin with the word what. What questions are very specific. You know, what are you going to do is very specific. It causes a search engine effect on the brain. It makes the brain hop to and give an answer, right? So interestingly enough, there are a few exceptions to the rule of beginning your questions with what. Like, what's wrong with you is not a wisdom access question. Neither is, what should I do? And my personal favorite is this one. That's not a wisdom access question. That will not access wisdom, okay? So when we say that or something else, we're not accessing wisdom. What that should sound like is, if you're asking all the time, why is this happening to me? You've got to ask, what can I learn from this? If you ask, why do they get all the luck? You're going to change that to, what can I take from watching them? Or if you ask, why do I suck at this? You've got to turn around and say, what part of this can I own? And finally, what should I do? You've got to turn into, what are my options? Now, did you notice? There were two whats there. What should I do and what are my options? So it's not just the words. You got to watch the intention. What should I do? Looking at the navel. What are my options? Look at the horizon. Look at the energy behind that. Stress and fear? Okay, I'm willing to take a look. I'm willing to move forward. That's a wisdom access question. Have you heard those terms, vision, mission, and purpose? How many people know these terms, whether from your job or self-help or just in life? Okay, so notice vision, eyes, mission, hands, purpose, heart. This is how I define it. A vision is something that you see as possible. That is what inspires you. It's a compelling image of something you see as possible. You don't even care if it's in your lifetime, but you see it as possible. I use the vision that everyone on the planet is a coach. Not that they're all like competitors, but that everyone gets these concepts. Mission is what you create, okay? So some people go, my purpose is to create a da-da-da-da-da. No, your mission is what you're gonna create with your hands. So back when Microsoft started, their vision was a computer on every desk in every office in every home. So their mission to create software and tools for people to be able to do that. And then purpose becomes that essence. Like, why you? Why are you the person for that mission and that vision? Because of this essence of who you are. So does that make sense? So the vision is what you see as possible. The mission is what you want to create.
And the purpose is how you are uniquely wired to do that very thing. Right? So when I say what I see as possible is everyone having this knowledge and skill set. So my mission is to create programs and to write books and to, get this information out there. That's how I spend my days. And why me? Because I just cause change. That's just who I am. It's not even what you do. It's who you are. Right? So the thing that you're trying to create, that you're here for, that's the mission. The vision is what's going to be possible because you do that thing. So whether it be a generation of young women who are strong and know who they are, that's your vision, that the next generation of women won't have to go through what we've had to go through. And we had it better than our mothers and grandmothers, right? But that's the vision. So the mission is I'm going to do this, I'm going to build that, I'm going to have that. And I'm exactly the person because of just who I am. It's just wired that way. It's in your DNA. And how do you know you found your purpose in life? It has 2 criteria. One is how you affect other people, because no one has a purpose alone in a closet in a vacuum. Your purpose is how you impact others. And the second criteria is it's already something you are or do. When who you are aligns with what you do, that's success.
Anyone recall making a vow ever in your life? There's more of you. Be proud. Be proud. All right, so this vow may very well have become your driving motivator. Would you admit to that? Now, here's the thing about driving motivators. They're good to a point. They get you probably to where you are today. But if in any way you want to tell a new story, look at what's motivating you. I worked with a woman who was in sales, who was a top sales performer, starting to lose her edge, she felt. And it wasn't that she was losing her edge, as much as I discovered that her motivator was outdated. Most of our motivation comes from an earlier stage in our life, especially if it was from the vow stage, that is not necessarily about running towards a great vision of something, as much as it's running from something. I won't be like them, or I'll never do that, or I'll show them, or I'm going to prove that. Nothing wrong. Lots of people are very successful because of those motivators. But if it stops working for you, you have to look at it. So this woman's motivation was, I will not be a teenage statistic. She's 35. She's not a teenager anymore. Her teenage statistic was about the fact that she had gotten pregnant right before high school graduation, had to give up her basketball scholarship and her opportunity at a free ride to school, and stay behind her friends and raise the baby. And she swore she would never be a teenage statistic. So she worked hard and she went to school and she got a job and she was top. Now she was married with 2 kids. Did she still need to be worried about being a teenage statistic? Thank you. Complete sentence? No. She didn't. So how could that still be working for her? So she wasn't losing her edge as much as her motivation didn't work for her anymore. We needed to find new motivation. So ask yourself, am I being driven by an outdated coping mechanism? It's very psychological, but I know you can handle it. Do I have an outdated coping mechanism? Because if you're telling that story, it may no longer be serving you. You may need a new driver